Welcome to the DY Prize channel. I'm your guy, DY Fly, coming live and direct from HQ. What it do?
This is culturally inappropriate.
That's right. All right. Before I get started, hit the like button. Get my likes all the way up. We coming straight through the door with it. The Eagles made waves today because the social media team posted a clip of Jalen Hitman Hurts throwing an interception to Quinyon Mitchell. Okay, let's take a look. You see it here. Jalen Hurts drops back, throws it in slow-mo, and Quinyon Mitchell comes up with the catch, right? Quinyon has been catching everything thrown his way. If we take a look here, the over-unders, I threw an interception over-under for him, 4.5 interceptions. If they're going to be throwing it his way, he's going to be catching it, and he might take one to the house. So that's that. Right? Apparently, it was a big deal because some people said that the Philadelphia Eagles are trying to expose Jalen Hurts and the Eagles should have protected Jalen Hurts from this clip or whatever. Look, man, F all that. Let's talk about Emmanuel Acho. He says right here, the first thing he says, 5 million views in 4 hours. Okay, I've said it once and I'll say it again. Jalen Hitman Hurts is the face of the league. He is the face of the league. Now, Patrick Mahomes had his time to be the face of the league, but we really don't know if he was because he had artificial inflation with the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce kind of, whatever you want to call it, their relationship, right? So we really don't know how much Patty's name moves the needle without the Swifties. That's number one. Number two, Jalen Hurts has built his name through football, and he's the face of the league. So the NFL should tighten up and start treating the face of the league a little bit better. Number two, Emmanuel Acho goes on to say whatever bullshit that he has to say, and I'm here to tell you he's smart enough to know that the vibes are high with the Eagles. It's a feel-good story going on with the Birds. Jalen Hurts is excelling in the Sean Mannion offense, and now he knows that A.J. Brown is out of the building, so there's no feminine energy inside the building. So what does he do? He brings his feminine energy inside the mix and does some broke hoe catty shit. That's what he did. And this is why I don't watch their podcast, him or Shady. Because I say this all the time, man. You have to be careful of the content that you intake. Because then you're going to drive yourself crazy asking the 5 W's. Well, when did Jalen Hurts do this? Why did he say this about Jalen? What happened? How does he? It's just a bunch of confusion over there. Just a bunch of catty feminine shit going on over there. And it's so sad to see because LaShawn McCoy is one of my favorite running backs. All right. He is suffering from the same issue that I have with Dwayne Wade. I can't vouch for anything that they do off the court or off the field. They're a bunch of suckers. I can't co-sign none of it. On the field, on the court, they cold. Cold as ice. Both of them, D Wade and Shady. But off the field, Shady is a sucker, man. He's a sucker, and he's hanging out with suckers and Emmanuel Acho. And being around a sucker for 2 seconds is 2 seconds too long. So I don't care what Emmanuel Acho has to say. I'm just telling y'all, this is what's going on. Just cattiness, broke hole behavior. That's Emmanuel Acho. And we take a look here. Jordan Boo says Acho should never be allowed to step foot in the link again. Crying emoji. Listen. No laughing emojis, okay? No crying emoji, no LOL. We don't need that. It should be straight up. He shouldn't feel comfortable coming to the link without a milkshake being thrown at his dome piece. Yeah. And he ain't gonna do nothing. How do I know? Because he's seen the man, the myth, the legend in the flesh and didn't say nothing. That's how I know. He's seen Jalen Hurts in the flesh and didn't say nothing. After all that shit that he be talking, he didn't say nothing to him. But then runs to his podcast, I just seen Jalen Hurts sitting by himself. He seems so standoffish. He seems, you know what? Throw a milkshake at his head. And then he'll start talking about the fans. The fans are just a bunch of barbaric animals. All right, cool. We're a bunch of animals. You know what? That's fine. Whatever it takes for you to get off our nuts. All right, cool. And keep Jalen and the Birds out of your mouth. Cool. Try something else. Try a story about Josh Allen. Try a story about, the upcoming Chargers year. How Justin Herbert's going to excel. Try something else. I know Jalen pays the bills. I do. I know he pays the bills, but try something else. See if something else clicks. Jalen Hurts is the face of the league. We know this. Ash Juice Brown is at it again.
Nigga, don't act like
Yeah, man. Y'all might be like, yo, D, how come you act like you're all high and mighty? How come you act like you on your high horse? How come you act like you too good to come from the heavens to even address certain situations, but yet you stay coming off the top rope on AJ Brown? Well, that's a good question. And I want to say, if you ever seen Pulp Fiction in the diner scene and Samuel's pointing the gun at the dude and he's trying to explain to him why he said that Bible verse quote, and he ends up telling him he's the weak and Samuel is the tyranny of evil. AJ Brown is the weak, and I am the tyranny of evil. That's why I do it. And he tried to sabotage our franchise, so I'm staying on his neck. But we take a look here. He's already posting, and we haven't even gotten to week 1. In fact, we haven't even gotten to the scrimmage practice, which I'm going to need a fight. I'm not going to hold you. I need Tariq Woolen. I need Quinyon to get shit popping. Get it shaking, all right? Yeah, man. What did he write? My own nature frightens me like many other men, or maybe only me. But sometimes I ask myself, am I a monster trying to be a man, or a man who refuses to be a monster? Shut the fuck up! I'm so glad this nigga's gone. But look, I want to show y'all some film. I want to show y'all some film on AJ. I really do. So we look here, and we see AJ Brown going up against Sauce Gardner, and I have a take, man. I have a take. AJ Brown, he does a stop route because that's the only route he can run. And notice right here, when he goes up, every time he catches the ball, he stops and he doesn't excel up the field. Have y'all noticed that? Any highlight that y'all see of him, he catches the ball and the play's over. So y'all have to understand that this fictitious 1,500-yard season is not going to happen. I promise you. It's not happening. That's number 1. Number 2, he's going to be a first down merchant, and he might get some touchdowns. He might get some. He might break double-digit touchdowns because that's all he's going to be good for. But the yak, all of the yards after the catch, it's not happening. So we take a look here. I don't know if this is the same play. Stops, bam, turns, and he doesn't even turn upfield. He's a bum. He's cooked. All right. Sauce Gardner, he deleted the tweet about AJ Brown cooking him. Sauce, he might be cooked. Sauce, it looks like he lost the sauce. All right. I should have told y'all this, but we're going to take a look around the league. But I'm so glad I did that cornerback video. Cornerbacks, running backs, wide receivers, safeties. That's my thing. All right. So if I ever hone in on why this person should be doing this or that or whatever, it's because cornerbacks, safeties, running backs, wide receivers, that's my thing. All right. So I'm so glad that I did the cornerbacks video. And Sauce Gardner, I said he shouldn't be on the top 10 list. It looks like he's continued to fall off and he's struggling during camp. Hopefully he can get it back. But if a guy with needs of 2 cans of uncooked biscuits is cooking you out there, then you might be washed. All right. It is what it is. But going back to the cornerback list, I do want to defend AJ Brown in this respect. Now, I've had my suspicions about Gonzalez, that I think he's a little bit overrated, that I think a little bit of that Super Bowl juice is being sprinkled on him and hyping him up. That's what I think. And I think AJ Brown knows he ain't like that. If he's doing that with 2 bad knees and hamstrings made of string cheese, he's telling us Gonzalez ain't like that, man. Let's listen to what AJ has to say.
He's definitely at the top of the list. I remember doing a Bleacher Report show, and I picked him like the best corner coming out. And ever since then, he's been very talented. He's been growing each and every year. And but as far as like the top of the guys, man, I took my losses and I earned my wins. With Chris Harris Jr., Jalen Ramsey, prime Jalen Ramsey in Jacksonville. So just stacking those guys up there. Obviously, yes, I believe he's up.
See, look, the thing is, AJ Brown, he's so pure in what he is. Okay, he's so pure in it that he has to tell us. He has to tell us, y'all. Christian Gonzalez ain't like that. And he's telling us in so many words that, bro, look, I went against Quinyon every day. And Quinyon, he wasn't letting me off the hook. He wasn't getting all hyped just because he won 1 rep. AJ Brown is telling us Christian Gonzalez ain't like that. So, look, man, I'm happy about this. Christian Gonzalez ain't like that. AJ Brown is almost cooked. It's not going to be the storybook ending that people think. And as far as Mike Vrabel goes, look, man, AJ Brown is like that chick who's going to test you in the beginning of the relationship, right? You ask her to get a drink, and when you first get together, she gets up and gets it. A couple months later, you say, man, I'm thirsty. Ask her to get a drink. She might huff and puff, and then she gets up and gets it. A couple months later, you say, damn, I'm thirsty. Can you give me a drink? And she says, do I have to get it now? Like, yeah, right now. I'm parched. If I don't drink right now, I'm going to die of thirst. Give me the drink. And that was Nick Sirianni running down the sideline. And my point to saying that is you have to check him in Genesis because he's going to do the same thing in Revelation. So Mike Vrabel, he's effing up, letting AJ Brown call the shots already. Pack him up. Pack him up. Then we see here Drake May. He said his job isn't to try and make everybody happy. My job is to have the offense move up and down the field and score points. I don't think he got the memo. Somebody better tell him who his wide receiver is. See, look, Patriots fans, y'all think that we are bitter or we can't get over the fact that we lost AJ. We got a first for him. All right. We got a first for broken glass. You know? So we're not mad. We're actually trying to walk you through the 12 steps of AJ before he blows everything up. Yeah, he's a renegade. He's going to blow it up. Drake May, he's going to have to catch this friendly fire. It is what it is. I don't wish this on a young quarterback trying to get his feet wet into the league. But you know what? Your fans brought this upon you. Your coach brought this upon you. Your owner brought this upon you. And we're going to cook you. Of course, we have to talk about Joe Burrow. You know, y'all know I'm the president of the He-Man Burrow Haters Club. And shout out to my vice president, newly appointed, Delonte Lewis. You know, brother said that he got a PowerPoint essay with the Timberland boot showing why Joe ain't shit. And we found out that he's been struggling in camp from under center. There's no news on that. There's no news on Joe Burrow struggling from under center. The man who ran shotgun the most. He has the largest splits in performance in shotgun versus under center among all the quarterbacks in the NFL in the last 2 years, and it's not even close. Goodberry right here says the under center game isn't working for the Bengals so far this camp. Why is that? Why is that? Maybe y'all should stop hating on the man, the myth, the legend, Jalen Hitman Hurts.
The excellence of execution.
And start paying attention to these bums y'all try to prop up in my face. Huh? Cover the news. The thing is, I don't have to lie about these other quarterbacks. Okay? I don't have to lie about these other quarterbacks. I don't have to lie about Justin Herbert. I don't have to lie about Josh Allen. I don't have to lie about Joe Burrow. I don't have to lie about Trevor Lawrence. I just need to peel back that little tape y'all been trying to cover up the rest of the story. That's all I'm doing. I'm doing the rest of your job for you. And I'm happy to do it. But I see the Joe Burrow hate train that's starting to ramp up. And that's cool. I thought a lot of people would be on Justin Herbert. I thought a lot of people would be on Josh Allen. You know, I know, Delonte, we might have to move on to Justin Herbert. There's a lot going on over there that we could point out. I don't know. We're going to have to talk about it. We're going to have to talk about it. But I'm glad we laid the concrete for the Joe Burrow fraud watch. Darius Cooper, I want to apologize to Darius Cooper. I want to apologize to myself, really, because the last video that I made, I put myself in a box and I put Darius Cooper in a box saying that he's wide receiver 3. When really, he could be wide receiver 2. He could be wide receiver 2. The way he's looking out there, he's cooking everybody, he's doing his job, and he's seizing the opportunity. And that's what I like to see. So, Darius Cooper, I apologize. Are we going to jump the shark and say that he's wide receiver 2? Yes.
Shut the fuck up!
That's your wide receiver 2.
Simple Simon-ass motherfuckers.
Darius Cooper's getting a shirt too. And I might take Mekhi Lemon's shirt off the site. All right? I'm not giving up on him, but he needs to show me something before I start giving him shirts and buttons and all that stuff. And by the way, go over to the DY Prize shop and get your t-shirts. All lightweight tees are $20 through the month of August. Okay? I know it says 25. If you put it in the cart, it'll reduce it down to 20. Okay? $20 throughout the month of August. All right? You see them. It ain't going to get no better than this. So the link is down in the description below. Go get your t-shirts. Moving on. Lane Johnson announced that he's going to be retiring at the end of the season, which is good. This gives us a reason to really put a Timberland boot in everybody's ass this season. Yeah, how Ray Lewis went out with the Ravens, and that was his last ride, yeah, this is Lane Johnson. Lane, we're sending you out with 3. Jalen Hurts is going to do everything in his power to make this happen. Guaranteed. This is good for us. More motivation. It's beautiful. Everything that's shaping up so far is so beautiful. Okay? But we're going to give Lane his flowers throughout the season. Oh, one of our burning questions got answered. I wanted to see who was going to come in just in case Quinyon had to step off the field or if Tariq Woolen had to step off the field. And we got an answer. Mac McWilliams. He's the first team cornerback with Quinyon Mitchell sidelined. So we got one of our answers. So shout out to Mac for stepping up and being the first guy up. Then right here, we see Makai Lemon coming out of a tent, and he's headed straight over to the jugs machine. All right. Rashee Rice, he's looking like Jerry Rice when he was with Seattle. So Kenneth Walker might catch 100 balls, y'all. Kenneth Walker might catch 100 balls. Puka Nacua is nursing a severe laceration, and he might be getting suspended, y'all. He might be getting suspended because he's biting hoes like Dracula. Turn into the count. 1, 2, Moving on. Kevin O'Connell, he's on fraud watch. He is on complete fraud watch. I was so high on Kevin O'Connell because I thought, he's a good play caller, but he has botched. This isn't getting enough coverage for my liking, okay? This isn't getting enough coverage for my liking. The fact that you let Sam Darnold go out the door, Kirk Cousins go out the door, Daniel Jones go out the door, all for J.J. McCarthy, who was a top 10 pick. And, I'm listening to fantasy analysts, and the way they talk about Cam Ward versus J.J. McCarthy is night and day. They act like J.J. McCarthy wasn't a top 10 pick. They just say, oh, yeah, J.J. McCarthy was bad. And then they just completely shit on Cam Ward, even though his coaches were fired, his wide receivers were trash. Go watch a Cam Ward highlight. He's begging anybody, please get open, make a play. He got some weapons now, and we're going to see the young man cook. But J.J. McCarthy, he's complete bust. Kevin O'Connell being the quarterback kingmaker, that label's gone. He totally botched Jeddah's label of being quarterback proof. That's gone. And the fact that they try to put it all on Kwesi, the former GM, that's so funny. That's so funny. He's supposed to be the quarterback whisperer, right? Now they're stuck with Kyler Murray. They got to make this happen. So we're going to sit back and watch, see what he does. Malik Neighbors seems like he is back into form. That boy is good. I'm not going to hold you. He's so good. Which will be nice to watch. I like seeing great players be great. And, I don't think he'll be 100%. And he's going to be playing on that MetLife field. So who knows what we're going to get. But good to see him back. Not good to play against him, but I like great players, man. I can't hold you. The Bears safety Kobe Bryant had surgery on Friday and will be out 4 to 6 months with a possible return at the end of the season. Oh, my God. A far longer absence the initial 8 to 10 week timeline. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Somebody came out there lying. Then you see Nate Wiggins, the Ravens cornerback. He was carted off of practice with an apparent lower leg injury. I don't know what happened to him, but, we're going to have to get an update to see. He was pretty good last year, man. He was pretty good. So we're going to see what happens with him. Last but not least, I just want to speak on this real quick. I woke up this morning, about to start my day, about to get my mind right, get some inspiration in my system, jump on YouTube, and I see this, the image on your screen, right? And I just busted out laughing. And why is this funny to me? Because if you just scroll past my channel, you would see that this was the thumbnail for my last video, right? Well, you might say to yourself, well, it's just a coincidence. First of all, you're speaking to someone who doesn't believe in coincidences, okay? That's number one. Number two, if you go to this person's channel, then you'll see all the thumbnails, and one of these things is not like the other, right? And this is why I tell y'all, hit the like button. Hit the like button, okay? Don't let the numbers fool you. Some of your favorite YouTubers are sneaking over here, taking ideas, taking talking points, turning them into show topics, taking talking points, turning them into questions, and taking talking points and turning them into thumbnail titles, right? And I know some of y'all peeped it. But this is why I tell y'all hit the like button. So people don't get stepped on content. You can get that pure straight from the fields of Colombia. That's what I'm saying. That's why I tell y'all hit the like button. You know what? That's not my biggest gripe. You know what my biggest gripe is? Because we're all Eagles content creators, right? We're just bound to align and say some of the same things eventually, okay? And we're going to align on a lot. 90+% we're going to align on. That's if you know what you're talking about. But it's how you convey the message. That's the difference between the good and the great. That's the difference. But we're all going to align on some of the thoughts that we have. But my thing is, one, you like my stuff enough to come listen to it. You like my stuff enough to even use it, but you don't like my stuff enough to give me a shout out. That's not my gripe. My gripe is you don't even hit the like button on the way out or even through the door. That's my problem. And that shows what a real hater is like. A hater just come and just hate watch you and don't even hit the like button when they themselves are a content creator, right? And I ain't got no beef with this person. Y'all know who he is. I mean, you'll probably watch the video. And don't get me wrong, it's not just this person, right? This is just an example. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. Trust me, there is, what's the word? Plural? Multiple? We're starting to go into double digits just from my observation. But my point to saying that is my influence is being felt through this space, but no one wants to give me props, which is fine. I'm just saying hit the like button. If you don't want to link, that's cool. At least hit the like button, right? Don't be an Emmanuel Acho ass nigga, man. Nah, don't be a hating ass. Yeah, don't be a Emmanuel Acho ass type dude. You don't want to be in that bucket. If you come through, just hit the like button. But that's why I tell y'all to hit the like button. Because me and the algorithm, our relationship right now is like Goku and Frieza. Okay? The algorithm is Frieza. And I am Goku pre-Super Saiyan. Right? So yeah, the algorithm is kicking my ass. But when I turn into a Super Saiyan, oh my goodness. I'm coming with the thunder of God. But at the same time, we got to realize that my content is for everybody, but it ain't for everybody. You feel me? It's for everybody, but it ain't for everybody. So that's one thing I got to be content with. But yeah, man, we going to turn into a Super Saiyan. We going to start kicking ass sooner or later. Once this algorithm, you know, it lets up. And I think I messed up when I started posting the Neptunes and Biggie joints because I think it kind of confused the algorithm. I don't know. But that's why I'm saying, y'all, hit the like button. Run my likes up. Get them likes all the way up.